So if you have a fear of losing your job, that's definitely not going to be a safe place where you're going to be able to accurately reflect like how you feel about things that you've been through at work. And so what we see is one of two things. We see our officers or our first responders or veterans coming home and they're telling their loved ones, us, what happened at work, because you are a safe place for them. And that can feel really good, but also maybe you're not really prepared to receive that information. And there's some symptoms that can come up for you now because some of these things that our loved ones have gone through are horrific. They may be described as nightmares to the rest of the population or like completely unbelievable. And so you're now taking that in as your own potentially. And whether or not you're conscious of it, and I am guilty of this, these little messages about the world become your own over time. And that is secondary trauma, and it's very real. It doesn't have to burden your life, it doesn't have to at all, but it could become one. And so the second piece, assumption that we make when we recommend therapy, traditional therapy, and by the way, I'm not saying it's all bad, but I just want us to understand like maybe our officers not wanting to seek therapy, and the first reason is not feeling safe, to not lose their job and fully reveal how they feel, right? That is also coupled with kind of traditional masculinity cultural traits, right? So that exacerbate that feeling of like not wanting to go and talk to someone. And then the other piece is that we think that it's like the major thing that would help trauma. What I have learned as a social worker with a master's and PhD and an expertise in trauma is that trauma is a physiological experience to a stimulus, right? So it's not exactly like depression or some other mental health challenges. It is a physiological, felt in our body, our biology, our blood pressure, our heart rate, even down to digestive system changes that happen when someone experiences a trauma. And so even though we think of talk therapy as kind of like one of the top things, and there is evidence behind it that shows that it does help PTSD and other traumas, there are many other aspects of therapeutic techniques that can help.